What is the impact? I think Yastrzemski, didn't he get traded over after you guys left? What has his impact been for the Royals just in this short amount of time he's been there?
I mean, it seems like it's been great. Obviously, Yaz has been a really good player in this league for 6 years now, and he's a good teammate. He's a good person, so he can bring that new energy. Never been anywhere in the big leagues except San Francisco, and sometimes when you go to a new place, it can reinvigorate you a little bit. But it just seems like he's really complemented their lineup really well.
I mean, I think you went through it as well. Do you think as a player, though, that can get you kind of going too as well after you haven't been anywhere else just to be in something new?
You get to make new impressions. When you get somewhere new, you get to make a new impression. And you can take the things that maybe everyone saw about you that you kind of focused on negatively, and then now you can correct those and start fresh with a new group. And it's not always a good thing for a change of scenery, but sometimes it can be exactly what you needed.
How's John Means doing today?
He's doing okay. He's sick. The sickness kind of hit him again last night after he pitched. He felt fine pitching-wise through the whole outing, which is what matters as far as baseball. But no, he's sick again today, so we got to get that under control before we can determine what's next.
What about Lane Thomas?
Yeah, so Lane had to come out before the game yesterday. Had to pull himself from the lineup with foot pain again. So we're going to get him to see the specialist and determine the next steps. We're just really bummed for Lane. Just hasn't been the best season for him.
Is this one of those things he may have to get like a second or third?
We're going through the process of gathering all the information with the new information.
Come back with NRX testing.
We haven't heard anything definitive yet. No.
Having played for Q and knowing him as well as you did prior to getting this job, and now having managed against him for a couple of years almost, what have you learned about him that maybe you didn't know before?
I mean, obviously never worked with him in the major league space, but he seems like everyone I talked to, he's the same exact way as he was when I played for him back in short season in low A, and he's just consistent. He's the same person every single day. He never gets too high, never gets too low. He has extremely high expectations, and he supports every single person to meet those expectations. And he's just a great man, a great leader, and a smart baseball guy. So I always enjoy playing the Royals because I get to see him, but also I know they're gonna be clicking on all cylinders, and it's gonna be a really fun series.
Every series feels big from here on out, but just considering where you guys are and where they're at in the wild card race, how much bigger is this one?
I mean, it's not bigger. It's the same. They're all big, and we know who we're playing, and we know that we want to win, and that's every single game, every single series. And when you're playing someone that you're chasing, it gives you an opportunity to jump them, and that's the goal, obviously.
I think in the month of June, you guys won 9 games. They only won 8. I think from the outside in, a lot of people probably wrote both your teams off. I know from your perspective, and I'll ask you, but what do you think about your ball clubs have helped you stay in it despite having a really tough month of June?
I think they're probably similar to us. We don't care what anybody says. If they want to write us off, great. We're not going away. We're not going to quit. We're going to keep working every single day. And we're going to play consistent baseball the best of our ability for 162 games, regardless of where we are in the standings. That's who we are, and they're the same way. It's a team that was in the playoffs last year, and they know how to win, and they want to win. And you put that in front of a group of people, and you can do some special things.
Considering what you guys did, what the bullpen did in Tampa, and just I think since the All-Star break here, top 3 bullpen ERA in baseball, just how do you account for that given the amount of turnover and
it's a special group of guys. They come together. They're their own team out there. Caleb's done a great job leading them. Carl and the pitching team, they work really hard with those guys to keep them sharp every single day. They work hard with the medical staff and S&C to keep their bodies ready to pitch every day. And our catchers have good game plans. It's a group effort, but those guys put in so much work to keep themselves available every single day. And just seems like whoever we put out there shows up and comes in. The expectations come in, get your 3 outs, and shake hands.
certainly not in your clubhouse, but maybe Matt Festa's been overlooked in his contribution. Just what do you think is what he's doing?
Matt Festa's been one of the biggest pieces of this bullpen all year. People look at his ERA and they'll say things, but it's 3 bad outings if you really look at it. That's why I don't really ever look at a reliever's ERA. That doesn't tell the story of their season. Matt Festa's put out so many fires for us and pitched big innings, and And he's a great personality in that bullpen. He's been a huge factor in our success this year.
Impressions of George Valera.
He can hit. He can manage an at bat. He's just so happy to be here finally. I mean, the path that it's taken him to get to the big leagues, the unfortunate injuries and other things out of his control that he told Albie and me, he said, whatever you guys need me to do, whatever you need me to do, I'm willing to do it. And he's been a great teammate and had a smile on his face, and he's gotten some big hits for us.
Last one on the Royals. Everybody looks at him as Bobby Witt, but you look at Michael Garcia's numbers. Just anything different you see him? I mean, he was a good player last year, but this year he's top of Walter.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's just growing into the player he's going to be. I've been a big fan of his the last couple of years. Not against us, obviously, but he's a tough out, plays good defense, good base runner. Michael Garcia is a really good ball player who's coming into his own.
I haven't heard an update, but I don't see Witt in the lineup tonight for them. Is there any way to quantify, like, not seeing him in the lineup, what that means to you, what that does for you when you're looking at them?
I mean, it's still a really good team, but obviously that it's just like us when Hosey's not in the lineup, right? It definitely looks different, but we still have to make pitches. They got 9 really good hitters coming at them, and hopefully he gets back out there soon. Game's better with all the best players in the world on the field, so hope he gets healthy soon.
How do you maintain that consistent intensity that you guys have shown for the last month or so?
You do it. The expectation is you show up, we work, and we're winning. That's our expectation when we walk through the door every day. Everyone's tired in September. Everyone's beat up. It's a long season. Everyone's in the same exact space as you are. We have to come in, we have to outwork, outprepare, and outplay every team that we come up against, and that's our expectation, and we're all in it together, and that includes us as coaches. We have to outprepare, we have to outwork, and our players have to go out and play, and that's what we're built on.
Everybody's beat up and tired in September, but Quan had 5 steals in that series, and we haven't seen that from him in a while. Just is he feeling
Yeah, I
good?
mean, he's running well, and obviously, he works with Sandy and JT, and really knows when to go, when not to go, but he's been running really well the last few weeks, and it can happen. You get second wind, and who knows, but everyone goes through times where their body feels good and when it doesn't, and this is why you work hard in the off season. This is why you continue to work hard during the season. There's no breaks, and you have to stay consistent with your work ethic, and Kwani looks really good right now.
Along those lines, I'm not sure the numbers I should, but Gavin Williams has thrown a lot more innings this year than last year. So how does he not be tired, super tired this time of year?
You keep working. You stay consistent with your lifts and your bullpen sessions and your recovery, and you don't throw your career high in innings until you do, and then hopefully the next year you eclipse it and you learn different ways to stay healthy. I think Gavin learned a lot last year with the elbow injury, and I think anytime you go through something like that, you can choose it as a learning experience or a feel sorry for yourself moment, and Gavin definitely took to heart, having the time off and knew what he needed to do this year to stay healthy.
Slade, his numbers in the second half obviously don't look as good as they did in the last, but you can tell me. His last start, I know it was 7 runs. Do you feel like his stuff has been better the last 2-3 outings than maybe the 2 or 3 before?
Yeah, to me, the fastball velo hasn't dipped at all, and the stuff quality went up the last 2 times out. So, again, results aren't always indicative of how someone's throwing. I feel like Slade's thrown the ball really, really well these last 2 times out compared to the month or so before.
Mainly because, like you said, the velo stayed up with the sliders, spin has come back as well.
Yeah, the slider and curveball were back in Fenway. He just left some pitches over the middle, and but for Slade, it's all about execution. Those 2 fastballs are real, so when he has his spin pitches to complement them, that's when he's at his best.
Being in a pennant race and going against a team in your division and knowing who Kansas City is, how have you prepared for this start?
Just like every other start, man, I treat every start like a playoff game from start 1 to, hopefully playoff games. So I'm just treating it like another one. I'm doing all my pre-pitch preparation, both on the field with my delivery and off the field with the scouting and the catchers.
What has Slade Cecconi learned about Slade Cecconi in the 2025 season?
Slade Cecconi has learned that Slade Cecconi has very good command, he is able to attack the strike zone extremely effectively, and that sometimes that over-aggressive mentality can get him in a little bit of trouble, and that he needs to know when to not give in to hitters a little bit better, but still keep that relentless attacking mindset that has allowed him to get deep into games extremely consistently, and now just shift into a similar aggressiveness but less kind of middle focus to allow hitters to not hit him quite as hard.
I know, because I remember we talked months ago about you challenging hitters, and I love it.
You're a starter, man. Your job is to get deep into games, and your job is to obviously put up zeros and get outs, but there's a component of, I got to make these guys earn it. And until they earn it enough times to where I learn how I need to make adjustments to that, I'm still young and new into this league. I'm learning myself and learning where the adjustments need to be made place. I've been doing a good job of getting, strike one, getting deep into games. Now it's just tailoring the approach a little bit to being a little bit more fine with my execution, because I believe I have the command to do it.
No doubt. And I think, like I told you, every one of your other starters was like, man, I want that outside rail that he has. Yes. That outside rail is great, but getting your spin back, what did that mean the last couple of starts? Being able, because I think 2 starts ago, he was about fastball as heavy as we've seen. It was like 55%, and it worked. Mm-hmm. But then you talk to people, and they're like, hey, he didn't have his spin. How cool is it, though, that you can walk away with, I don't have to have my best stuff, and I can get through 6 innings?
Yeah, it's great. And I think last outing I really did have my spin back. I had my highest strike rate, highest whiff rate, highest K rate of the season in the game. It just came down to, some pitches over the middle of the plate that were, hit hard. And that's a damn good team. You tip your cap sometimes when you get hit hard. And sometimes balls, that aren't hit all that well chop over the first baseman or turn into swinging bunts down the line, and that's baseball. That's how it happens.
I know. I'm glad you said it. Last thing. When I think of the Royals right now, Yastrzemski's been really good for him at the top of the order. Mm-hmm. Obviously Bobby. But Maikel Garcia is kind of like, to me, I know he's an all-star this year, but quietly, he may be one of the best players that no one talks about.
Yeah, man, he's got like an 850 OPS. He's got like close to 20 homers. Pretty sure he's pretty fast, right? Like, he's a guy that we're definitely paying attention to. Very patient in the box, likes to keyhole his pitch, and I think he goes up there with a very specific approach. So it's going to be for us finding out what that approach against us and me specifically is going to be, and tailoring our approach to what he shows us.
As you go through your Ohtani part of your career, I've watched you throw. It looks good. Chad and the boys have taken care of you very well. How hard is it to know 20 games are left and you may not be able to put a glove on this season, and how close are you?
Yeah, it's definitely tough. I mean, baseball part of me, really wants to be out there and playing positions, but right now it's not about me. It's about making a run for the playoffs, and we're right where we want to be. We get to play playoff baseball a little early this year because of the way the standings are, and every game matters right now, and it's really exciting.
All right, Ohtani, go get him.
I appreciate it.
Cade, you don't seem to be a person that's caught up in titles or things of that nature, but pitching getting the last 3 outs in the 9th inning, how have you not changed, or have you changed anything in how you go through the process with that?
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, my identity is based on my faith. I know that I'm washed, justified, and sanctified, so whatever titles are a result of, playing baseball, it doesn't mean that's who I am. So that's how I would approach it. I'm going to do everything I can to be consistent, so I can be the same guy through the highs and lows for, everybody in the clubhouse, everybody in the bullpen, but for my family, most importantly. So that's, trying to be as level-headed as possible.
That's awesome. How do you do that for the group in that bullpen? Because obviously you guys went through something tragic. Whether we've all kind of blindly put it in its own place because we need to, but how did you guys as a group deal with that?
I mean, it speaks to the resilience of the guys in the clubhouse. To just basically bear down and stick to the group that we have, and to roll out with that group, ready to go to war with these guys. That's really all we can do. Some things are outside our control, but the way that we prepare, the way that we compete, that's well within our control.
You told me something before the game yesterday that you feel almost stronger, better now than maybe in March. How good does that feel to be able to say that and feel that when you're at this part of the season?
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's a constant learning process to pitch this level against hitters of this caliber. they're constantly trying to make adjustments to learn how to approach you. And so I've got the same task to make adjustments and to analyze and learn how to bounce back and go through the highs and lows and learn from it and try and come out better on the other side. And so that's the mindset I've had since I signed with this organization to come to baseball school. I'm trying to learn everything I can from all the resources around me, and we've got a great coaching staff, we've got a great training staff, we've got a great development front, and so it's trying to take all those elements and incorporate them into how I do things and come out better on the other side is something that I'm really sticking to.
Last one, so you can stay on your routine. I don't want to mess it up. You guys have got 20 games left. How cool is it that you're still in it, and you have a lot of the teams, if not all of them, right ahead of you that you can still go at and battle against over this next 3 weeks?
Yeah, I mean, it means that we got to take care of business. We got to play good baseball, and we got to keep our sights small on the game we have tonight, and then we can worry about tomorrow.